I just want to park here on the street because my camera is with me and I want to talk to you about confidence, okay? Now, as I was driving, decided to make this video because it's such a mysterious thing to me. Like, it's so untangible, because there's a lot of videos on about how to act confident, how to appear confident, how to do all those things, but there isn't much about how to actually feel it. And I have definitely been on the journey of trying to feel it my whole life, because I think I was partly blessed in terms of innate confidence for a reason I'm about to tell you, and also innately not being confident for another reason I'm about to tell you. But I've come up with four things that you need to do, so I will tell you about them. I hope these people on the street do not think I am, trying to film them with this camera, but even if they do, it is what it is, we got to talk. The reason I feel that I have an innate advantage is because I moved to England when I was 7 years old, and I spoke no English. It created this thing in me where I almost disassociated and disidentified from people who I could speak to. I went to school but could not speak the language, right? So it's almost like I got removed from peer pressure. At the same time as being completely different, it also made me really robust, because for about 2 years, I did not have a grasp on the language. It's not even in my memory of how it happened, but it's like I've forgotten it. But I think there is a part of me, a huge one, where I feel no peer pressure in my life. I don't care what someone else is doing. They can do themselves. I will do me. If people tell me, oh, but someone else is doing something else, don't give a tiny rat's ass. Just don't care. So that's an advantage I have, almost from having to be a little bit isolated. My struggle with confidence comes from the fact that I guess growing up without my family around, in a different country, and not having a relationship with my father, you start to question your value, how you appear, your confidence, all those things. But this video is not about me. This video is about you and how that can change for you. I'm going to sit up a little bit and get in your face so we can talk about all the qualities. Number one is growth. In order to cultivate confidence, you have to have an element of growth that you are constantly working on. I don't care if you're a man or a woman or a tree or a plant, which is the same thing, or an animal. You have to have a mission and a goal that you're striving towards and working on. And you have to have a sense of letting go of the ego, whereby you don't think you're the be-all and end-all as you are, but you have a sense of consistent growth and consistent striving towards betterment. When things happen, you should ask, what is this lesson trying to teach me? When things happen, you should say, what is the universe giving me in order to cultivate something else? Because it doesn't happen for no reason. If somebody's treating you badly, they're treating you badly so that you set a boundary and you say, no, my friend, enough. I am not going to put up with it. This is not for me. You have chosen the wrong person. You need to take experiences in your life with that kind of grasp and tenacity, whereby you go, okay, I'm at level this and I'm going to get to level that, because all of this idea of like, you fine the way you are, it's fantastic the way oh my god, why are you so aggressive? It's fantastic the way you are. That's not where confidence comes from. Confidence comes from knowing that you started somewhere and you got to somewhere else with your sheer tenacity and spirit and idea of where you want to go. We'll circle back around to it, but I want to tell you about concept number 2, and that is self-acceptance. Now, those two things, it's so difficult. Like, how do they go together? Self-acceptance, but growth. They go together thusly. In order for you to know that you can grow, you've got to have radical self-acceptance. You have to say, I am bloody amazing the way I am, just by the sheer gratitude and luck that you have for the fact that you were born. For the idea that all the things lined up in the world for you to be born. All your ancestors had to survive through plagues and mammoths and whatnot happened. They had to survive for your beautiful being to be here, right? That sheer gratitude and just like, oh my god, this is crazy that this got to happen, that I'm here. And self-acceptance in terms of like, yeah, maybe my face is not ideal, maybe my body's not ideal, but it's my body and it's here getting me through life. And not only is it doing that, but it is the face of all those ancestors who came before me, and you're there, oh, I don't like my nose. You can not like your stuff. You can not like your stuff. Go and get surgery or learn to accept it. Because this is who you are. Your face shows your heritage. Your face shows the incredible people that came before you in order for you to look the way you do. So it's radical self-acceptance and knowing that, man, I'm so lucky to just experience this. I get to be a part of this movie that is life. I get to be a part of this. Man, how cool. And at the same time, I'm just this little human being who manages the best they can every day. And even if I do nothing in life, that's okay. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to be gone. So even if you do the craziest things, it won't matter because we will all be gone. But it matters so much because you just get a blink of an eye, right? And it matters so much, but it doesn't matter at all. So that's the self-acceptance piece that, it really doesn't matter. You're just a human being. You're making your best effort, but layer growth on top of that. If you're not growing and you're standing still, you are like a bog that's declining. And if there's no movement, there's no growth, there is no life. That's the rule of nature, right? So you're there. You decided you want to be confident. So you've layered self-acceptance and forgiveness with growth. You're now growing, you're striving. What's next? Let me ask you a question. If you're confident in a friend of yours, you're confident in your friend, what does that mean? You're confident that they're going to show up for you. That's what that really means. Confidence in a person means that you're confident that they're going to show up for you and be there for you and be a solid person for you. Now, we really know how to extend that to someone else. We really know if they let us down. We really know if they let us down, like in an appointment or some kind of varietal like that, right? We know they're always reliable. We're always there. They're committed. The word is reliable and committed. Now, you've got to cultivate that onto yourself. You've got to use the same deployment of energy onto yourself. If you cannot trust yourself to show up for you, how can you be confident? If you're confident in your friend, Elizabeth, that she's going to show up, but you're not confident in yourself that you'll show up for you, that's where you're lacking confidence. If you've set that appointment to go to the gym, show up like it was for a friend. If you've set that thing to do, show up. If you said, I'm going to take care of you, my body, my mind, my this, my that, show up. Stop breaking promises to yourself. Become a person of character. Become a person of quality. Be on time for yourself. Come on, man. Stop with this behavior that you wouldn't accept if it was a friend doing it to you. Lastly, vulnerability. So you're there. You have accepted yourself. You've layered it with growth. You know where you're going. You've layered it with commitment because you don't want to let yourself down. And the last part is vulnerability. So when I show up in a space or I show up in a room or I'm working or I'm doing everything I'm doing, I have this humble knowledge that I don't know everything. And I'm the first to put up my hand and say, I don't know, teach me. I don't have to be the best at everything. I don't want to be the best at everything. What the hell is being the best at everything? Who is that? Who is that, the best at everything? That's a really bizarre person to be. Be vulnerable. Say you don't know. Say that you love someone. Say that you need someone. Say all those things that make you feel vulnerable and you get this vulnerability hangover. Just say them because that gives you confidence. Because you know why? It means that you can't lose face. It means that you have an awareness of your own humanity and your own vulnerability and you're willing to voice it and face it in the world. And not be the best and most bombastic person, but you are just you. And then nothing can really be done to you because you're there. You've accepted yourself. You're growing on yourself. You're showing up for yourself because you're keeping that commitment. And at the end of the day, you're willing to say, I'm not the best and most incredible person, but that's me. Because what is confidence when we get it taught online? It's like walking in a certain way, talking in a certain way, looking a certain way, dressing a certain way. And man, can I make a video about that, about how to look confident. Me and how to look confident, that's my jam. So if you want that video, let me know. Because people won't know what hit them if you show up how I tell you to, okay? But how to feel it is keeping those promises, is growing, having goals, is accepting yourself and is being vulnerable. That's the 4. I made some notes. Let's see if I address them in the thing. But Number one, value is what you set as your own standard. The concept of being high value as a human being is not how you are valued by your external surroundings. It is how you value yourself and what you let yourself show up for and what you turn down and the boundaries you set. You need to turn up for you. Commitment, it equals excellence. I've written this down as a note. Commitment to me equals excellence, and I am confident when I am excellent. You realize you'll never be the prettiest, strongest, cleverest person. Ever. Never. You can't. It's not possible. So why are you competing with that? Don't do it. Part of the commitment tribe is honor your word. You will build confidence if you are not a jellyfish in life who is spineless and does not know where it's going. You will build confidence in life when you show up and you honor your word. You also must understand and acknowledge that life is a series of trials and tribulations through which you overcome and you create your identity. You will create your identity by meeting those challenges and meeting those things. Like, say someone ghosted you, how you act once they've ghosted you is what's going to set the standard of your confidence in your own head. Are you going to write on the phone of why they shouldn't have ghosted you and come down to that level of begging them? Are you going to move on? What are you going to do? That's what sets your confidence. Not how it made you feel, not anything. It's about, bam, this happened. Now what? What are we going to do with it? Part of it is my little notes. Part of it is sticking to boundaries you've set. Boundaries are easy to make up, but they're not easy to stick to. So if you've said, I won't be treated that way, you've got to stick to it. Those are my notes. Guys, I think confidence is a powerful tool. I want you to move through the world in a way where life feels both exciting but easy. Because you know what will be, and you know that you can meet any challenge you're faced with. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Please subscribe. It will mean the world to me. Love you lots like Jelly Tots. Bye. Oh, also listen to my podcast. Different content on there.